Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out some of my favorite new travel and everyday carry gear. These are items that I found particularly helpful over the past couple of months. Some of them are things that I've talked about in prior videos that I've had a chance to revisit, and some of these are new items that I've just been starting to use but have already really impressed me, and so really excited to dive in. Before doing so, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. A reusable water bottle is always a nice thing to have on hand, and there's tons of different sizes and styles on the market. This one from Ikea really caught my eye for its design and for its more compact size. This is something that's going to fit comfortably into pretty much any water bottle pocket and can also be tossed into a sling bag or maybe even into a jacket pocket. It just feels like it's going to fit in anywhere while offering many of the benefits that you get with a reusable water bottle. So this isn't insulated, but it's got a solid construction. It comes in at about $6 or $7, so it's something that I'm not super worried if it gets lost or damaged or anything like that. And it's gonna, give me something that I can use to just fill up while I'm on the go. You have a nice collapsible handle at the top. I really like this idea here, so you can hang it on to a bag with a carabiner or something else, and then it collapses down. Easy to open it up, very secure lid here, and then, it's just a good size. And if you're looking for a simple, more compact option, then I think this is gonna be one of the coolest options that you can take a look at. In addition to their awesome lineup of backpacks, Troubadour also has a really cool new collection of wallets. Here I have two of the options that they offer. One is more of a traditional bifold, which is a really cool style, particularly when traveling, as I still often need to have cash with me, and so you have an area for your cash. But then it's got a form factor that still feels pretty modern. You have a nice material, and then you have a couple of different slots for the cards that you're accessing most regularly. You have one on the back as well, and on the inside you have a pull tab for any of the cards that you need to store. You can pull them out, fan them, grab what you need, and so really cool layout on that one. And then there's also this card holder. This is the type of wallet that I am a big fan of for my day-to-day because it's so slim. It fits very comfortably into my front pocket if I need it to, and then you also have a few slots for your ID, credit card on the back, additional slots, and then you have in the middle a pull tab as well that will store extra things that you don't use as regularly. And so this is a pretty common but useful layout, and then with the style and the quality that Troubadour offers, these are going to be some great options to consider. Here I have a couple of EDC items that I found surprisingly useful as of late. First up, we have an interesting pair of scissors. I featured this in a couple of my recent videos, and I absolutely love the form factor on this. It pretty much looks like a pen, but you can take the cap off, and then you have the ability to use these as kind of a regular pair of scissors. And I like that they're not super big, sharp, so they're not intimidating looking, but they get the job done for the types of tasks that I would normally want to use a pair of scissors for. And it's not always going to be super easy to do with a pocket knife. And so these have worked consistently. They work well. This is a pretty affordable piece. And then, it's great that you can cover it up and it slides into pretty much any pen pocket in one of my backpacks or tech pouches. And then I also have this multi-tool from Victorinox, which seems to have a never-ending configuration of interesting multi-tools. And so this is a smaller option, but one of the things that I absolutely love about it is that it has a pair of nail clippers. This is something that I always like having on me as well. And the design here is great. You just pop out this tab and then you have a functioning pair of nail clippers. This feels super high quality. You can hide them away. And then you also have a couple of other tools which are super useful. Again, a pair of scissors, which I absolutely love having. This is the type of thing that I'll use to cut tags and other small things that a knife just feels like overkill for. And then you have a loop so that you can clip this onto a keychain or in your bag or something like that. You also have a small blade with this, so great for opening packages or for really lightweight cutting. And you have a file to pair with that nail clipper. In addition to that, you have the typical Victorinox tweezers and a toothpick. So, kind of just offering a nice amount of functionality again in a package that's going to be really compact and very useful. Here I have a travel toothbrush with a design that I hadn't seen before. On one side you have kind of the typical collapsible toothbrush style, so you can pull the head out and then easily attach it. But what really makes this stand out to me is that you actually have this section here on the bottle where you can actually put toothpaste. And so you have your toothbrush and toothpaste combined into one compact container. And so you have a cap here on one side, that opens up along with a little plunger that you can use to get the toothpaste out. And so that is a really cool idea that I hadn't seen before. So, you know, it might not be something that is absolutely necessary, and this is gonna make the toothbrush a little bit larger than some of the more compact travel toothbrushes, but I'm always a sucker for anything that's gonna be multi-purpose and combine items into one thing that I can easily toss into my toiletry bag. And so if you're looking for a travel toothbrush that can also give you that extra bit of functionality, then this is gonna be a really cool option to take a look at. This collapsible laundry basket from Nomatic is actually something that I've had for a number of years now. And although I don't always take it with me if I'm packing super minimally, when I have a little bit of extra space, this has been so nice to have wherever I'm staying, to just have a singular spot to store all of my dirty clothes. I love how compact this gets for a laundry basket. And so it has this elastic band that comes across to kind of keep everything in place. And then it opens up to give you a nice amount of space. I like that it has this mesh material, so it'll allow everything to breathe that's on the inside. And then you have zippered opening at the top. And you have a loop that you can pair with a carabiner, or you can hang this on a hook on whatever door of the place that you're staying at. And you have a really cool compact laundry basket. I love tossing my stuff in here so that I have it all in one spot. I don't have to worry about losing anything or having my room look super messy. When I'm traveling, I can get away with using a plastic bag or something simpler like that. But again, when I have that extra bit of space, this is something that I will always toss into my bag. I've seen a few different styles of folding pillowcases like these popping up, and they're a great organizational option. They offer a couple of different compartments and a pretty compact form factor, and you're able to open this up and you have a lot of different areas to easily find the types of medications or vitamins, things that you might be using on your day-to-day or for traveling. I typically have one of these in my car, as you know, sometimes friends or my wife or somebody will be like, oh, I have a headache, I have an allergy attack. It's nice to be able to have just a single place that you can go in and you know that you're gonna have the medicines that you need. And so it's more of an everyday carry item for me, but I know that some people like to travel with them, and you know, it's great that there's so many different options. I've seen some that even have labels that you can place on the different compartments so you know what medicine goes where. So just a really cool idea, particularly for anyone who just likes that extra bit of organization. And they're also gonna come in at a pretty reasonable price point. So if you're looking for a simple, effective way to organize this type of item, then I definitely recommend checking these out. Wuben has an incredible variety of high quality flashlights, and the E7 that I have here is quickly becoming one of my favorite headlamp and flashlight combos. I don't always love having a dedicated headlamp, as I typically have a flashlight with me, which is why I'm a fan of something like this that actually allows you to have a standalone flashlight that can be used as a headlamp. And so Wuben has this really great strap and headlamp mount, and then if you want to separate the flashlight out, you have this really compact flashlight which works great on its own. I love that it has a clip so you can attach this to a bag, to your belt. It has an easy way to turn it on. You have a button at the top, a couple of different light modes, and then this is going to be rechargeable via USB-C. So you have the slot. You can also replace the battery and access it via the bottom here if you need to. And you have a magnetic end which allows you to attach this to a variety of surfaces when you need to go hands-free besides using it as a headlamp. And so whether you need a headlamp or just a flashlight, this one kind of gets the job done. And then I love that it can do both if needed, and that if I don't want to have it, the flashlight on its own is going to be a compact, durable, and awesome option to just toss into my pocket or a backpack. Bellroy has always had some of my favorite pouches, and I've been a big fan of their Venture series of bags and slings, so I was excited to finally have a chance to check out the Venture pouch. And this has a really nice design and aesthetic. I love that the materials are durable, but they're not super rigid. So this is the type of thing that's going to adapt nicely to wherever I'm trying to store it and the types of items that I want to place on the inside. So durable materials, you have the Bellroy logo on the front, well protected zippers, and then you have a couple of loops on the back that will allow you to attach this using carabiners to your bag or anything like that. And then I love the layout of this. It's simple but very effective. And so on the front, you have a zippered pocket that has a divider in the middle, so you're gonna have two smaller compartments to easily find the types of things that you might be reaching for, like medicines, headphones, smaller flashlights or EDC tools, keys. And then you have a main compartment that has a spacious section here that's gonna work well for bulkier items. So, you know, these are gonna be larger flashlights, portable battery, sunglasses, charging cable for your laptop, a mouse, a GoPro. On the inside, you also have Bellroy's AirTag holder here in the tag, which is really nice. And then you have a rigid divider here that's gonna give you a little bit of extra protection, as well as a softer lining on the back. So it'll be a good spot to store your phone or maybe something like a portable hard drive. And so I really love the simplicity of this layout. This can work as a tech pouch. It also works quite well as a toiletry bag. This is definitely the type of toiletry bag that I like to use, as it doesn't go overboard. It's pretty compact. It's not gonna take up a ton of space in my bag. And so if you're looking for a versatile and durable pouch, this is gonna be a really cool option to consider. The Arterra Falcon hip pack is a really interesting and useful EDC solution. It can be used not only as a hip bag, but also as a sling bag. At 2 liters, it offers a nice amount of space for those things that don't fit in a pocket super comfortably, or when you want to have easy access to your essentials while traveling, but it doesn't feel overwhelmingly large or bulky, which is what helps it work well as a hip pack. And so you have a really cool kind of functional design. It reminds me a little bit of an Evergood style sling. And then you have this really interesting section on the front. You have these 2 clips that will allow you to store something a little bit bulkier than wouldn't typically fit into a sling bag of this size. So it can be a water bottle, a jacket. On the company site, they use this to hold things like a leash if you're gonna be walking your dog. And so absolutely love the flexibility that this provides. And then you also have an attachment point on the side, so you can clip on a water bottle or other accessories if you need to. With a carabiner, you have a nice strap here with a buckle that feels durable, secure, some good adjustability. So again, wearing it as a hip pack is gonna be comfortable, but you can also wear it as a sling. You have this breathable material here, so if you're having this on your back, that's gonna be nice, particularly if it's a little bit more loaded out. And this is offered in a black colorway and a coyote kind of brown colorway as well. And you have some nice materials here, smooth working zippers. And then the layout is gonna be super functional. You have a pocket on the front for any of the smaller essentials that you're gonna be reaching for regularly. A couple of elastic slip pockets on the inside, great for things like a lighter, pair of AirPods, and you do have some space here on the front for keys, portable battery. And then you have the spacious main compartment with this opening at the top, which makes it super easy to access it when you're wearing it on your hip. And I really like the distribution of space here because this offers a nice amount of volume. It's gonna work great for the bulkier items that I might wanna store in something like this that wouldn't fit in my pockets. So maybe a smaller water bottle or umbrella, my sunglasses case, a portable battery. So I really like the flexibility here. And then you still have some internal organization, a zippered pocket here that's gonna just give you some separation so that it doesn't become too difficult to find specific items in here. And you have a little clip with the bright orange color to make it easy to see. You can clip on your keys or a multi-tool or something like that. So very, very useful layout. I really love the style. And if you're looking for a sling bag that can be used as a hip pack that's gonna give you a lot of functionality without feeling too big, then this is gonna be an awesome option to take a look at. Vanquest is known for making some really high quality everyday carry bags like their new Vert series of sling bags. They offer them in a 5 liter and 7 liter size. And so these are gonna be great when you're looking for an everyday carry solution that's gonna give you a little bit of extra space over some of the smaller sling bags, but that still doesn't feel quite as overwhelmingly large as a backpack. And so the 5 and 7 liter sizes are really useful. They offer a nice amount of space, but they still have a pretty slim form factor when they're not fully packed out. They have a durable exterior fabric. You have some hook and loop lining here on one section, so you can customize it with patches and things like that. You have the Vanquest logo on the front, well-protected zippers on the compartments, some webbing that you can use to clip on additional accessories. And then I really like the strap that's been included here. It's been comfortable to wear. You have good padding on the back as well as some breathable mesh here. And so this is great as it is a little bit of a larger sling. And then the strap feels very high quality, adjustable. You can actually adjust it to be on either side depending on which shoulder you prefer to wear the bag, which is really great. And then the layout here is the same for the 5 and 7 liter bags. And it doesn't go overboard as far as the pockets that it offers, but it feels very effective. And so here you have the typical Vanquest zipper pulls, which are very easy to grip. I absolutely love them. Lockable zippers here. And then on this front compartment, you have, in addition to a nice amount of space, some good organization, a kind of padded sleeve here. So you can place your phone in there, other accessories. You have a lanyard with a clip included that you can switch depending on the side that you want to store it. And then you have a nice mesh zippered pocket as well that's gonna offer a good amount of volume. And so really nice spacious area here. You have hook and loop backing as well, so you can customize it with additional accessories if you want. And then for the main storage area, this is again lockable. And then this gives you a nice amount of capacity. I like that the sleeve here is able to handle my iPad mini, which is the type of thing that I would want a little bit of a larger sling force to be able to hold a tablet or a similar accessory. And then you again have hook and loop backing here, so you can customize it with additional accessories. You have the loops here that were on the front, so if you prefer to have your keys in this compartment, you can do so. You can also just use these to clip on additional things with a carabiner. Another zippered compartment here. I really love this see-through material that Vanquest has on their bags. And then the space that's offered here is just gonna be great for the types of things that you would normally wanna use a sling bag for. I could also see myself putting other tech items here, maybe a drone or a water bottle are gonna fit in here comfortably. And then on the back, you also have a zippered area, and you can open this compartment from either direction. So again, kind of keeping in mind the ambidextrous nature of the people that might be using this. And so hook and loop backing here, very easy to slide in and grab whatever you need regardless of how you're wearing the sling bag. And the last thing you have here near the top is a really cool smaller compartment, which feels perfect for something like your AirPods or a smaller accessory. You have a little loop here as well. So again, very, very thoughtful design. I think that this is the type of thing that's gonna be great. Again, if you're looking for a sling bag that's gonna give you a little bit more space and flexibility, but still maintain a pretty slim profile. The Cotopaxi 26-liter Allpa Packs has been one of the newer bags that surprised me the most. This has Cotopaxi's typical unique and fun style as far as the colors. Very solid materials on the exterior that are gonna be durable. They're gonna offer a nice amount of weather resistance, and the bag is also pretty lightweight. It comes in at 26 liters, which is gonna be a really versatile size that'll work well for your day-to-day. It's gonna give you a little bit of extra capacity. It can also work for travel on a variety of domestic and international airlines. And then I really love the layout that this offers. You have dual external water bottle pockets. You have some webbing along the front that's gonna allow you to clip on additional accessories. And then you have a really comfortable harness system, good padding on the straps, breathable, same thing on the back panel. You have a great luggage pass-through that will allow you to rest this on your suitcase. And then the organizational layout on the front has been great to use. You have a couple of quick access pockets that offer a good amount of volume. And so you have this one on the bottom that has a little lanyard with a clip on the inside. And then this one near the top has been fantastic to use. With the space that it offers, it's just been something that can handle pretty much anything that I want to store in here. Pouches, bulkier sunglasses, packable jacket, toiletry bag. So you really have a ton of flexibility. And then on the back, you also have a zippered pocket that's gonna have a softer lining for something a little bit more delicate. On the back, you have a dedicated laptop compartment that has a sleeve that you can use to store a tablet. The laptop sleeve offers a nice amount of padding. It is pulled up a little bit off the bottom of the ground. Because of the structure of the bag, you have to be a little bit careful, but still nice to at least have that separate area to get to your device. And then you have a top loading main compartment, which is a little bit different than some of the other bags in the Allpa collection. And so spacious main area here, a little bit of organization provided on the back, slip pockets, place for pens, stylus, another zipper pocket, slip pocket. And so with this open layout, this can handle a variety of different modular setups. It can work for tossing in a packing cube. And so just really love how everything was thought through on this bag. It's been great to use. And if you're looking for something that's gonna offer a solid build quality, a unique style, and that's gonna come in at a pretty reasonable price, and this is gonna be a really cool option to take a look at. Another one of the newer bags that I've really been enjoying lately is the Goruck 18-liter double compartment bullet in wax canvas. I originally featured the olive green version of the bag, but I enjoyed it so much I actually bought a second one in the dark oak colorway that I have here, because this is just one of my favorite styles of bags in general. And then the layout of the double compartment bullet is something I've been talking about for a while. And so you have Goruck's typical minimal aesthetic, which just looks fantastic with wax canvas. You do have the leather accenting on the bottom. On the handle, it's more of a slick style, so no molly webbing, but I think that it just matches up well. The wax canvas feels very rugged. It's gonna patina and just, kind of develop that personality as you use it more and more. You have the Goruck patch included with the bag. And then one of the interesting things about this collection is that you have the aqua guarded YKK zippers. So you have that extra bit of protection, and they also work very smoothly. So I've been really impressed with how Goruck has implemented these. And at 18 liters, this is a really great daily bag size. I'm always impressed with how much it can hold due to the layout. And so, you know, it can handle a little bit of a longer day if you need to, but it never feels overwhelmingly bulky. So really, really love the form factor on this one. The harness has also been pretty comfortable, particularly in the wax canvas editions. I just love the way that these straps are implemented. They have a nice amount of padding. They feel really soft right out of the box. The straps on the double compartment bullet are a little bit narrow. I wish they were slightly wider, particularly when you fully load it out, but for the most part, I haven't had any issues. There's no webbing on the straps, but I typically don't have a sternum strap with this size of bag, so not a big problem for me. And then on the back, you have the same style of back padding that we've seen on many of Goruck's bags, so well distributed, not very breathable, but with the bullet rucks, you do get that extra bit of support in the lumbar area. And while we're on the back, you can see the dedicated laptop compartment again, well protected zipper here, can easily handle my 14-inch MacBook Pro, suspended, well padded, and then the organizational layout on this is where it really shines, because essentially you have a GR2 in a much more compact form factor, so you still have zippered pocket on the front, very simple. It's going to be great for taller, slimmer items. And then you have the quick access pocket at the top with the orange liner on the inside to give you that extra bit of visibility. And this is one of my favorite additions that Goruck has made to their bags as of late. And then you have the dual clamshell style organization, which is really cool with this bag. So you can open this up and fully take advantage of this space. You have a zippered pocket on the back that's gonna offer a nice amount of space, or you can just kind of leave it out of the way if you don't want to use it. You have the built-in field pocket that offers a nice amount of volume, and a couple of slip pockets on the inside for smaller items. And then on the lid, you again have a couple of additional zippered pockets here. Nice mesh on this one so you can see what's on the inside. And then one near the top that's always one of my favorite kind of quick access areas for my sunglasses and things like that. And in the main compartment, you again have the clamshell style opening, and because of the simpler layout that it offers, it can hold an impressive amount, and then you still have a slip pocket on the back, and a couple of rows of webbing so you can clip on additional things, and then a taller zippered mesh pocket on the other side, which, you know, is going to be great, particularly for travel, to separate out something like a jacket or other clothing items. So can't say enough good things about this layout, and you know, really excited to now have this in a different colorway. I'm going to continue to use this a lot, and if you've been curious about Goruck bags, or you're already a fan of the double compartment bullet and you're looking for something rugged and stylish, then I definitely recommend taking a look at the wax canvas editions. The Bellroy Lite carry-on luggage is an interesting style that's going to give you a little bit more flexibility over a hard shell roller. It still has a durable exterior fabric, a recycled nylon that's going to hold up well, but it'll mold around the items that are on the inside, so it's going to feel less bulky, and it's going to be great for storing in an overhead storage compartment. This comes in at about 38 liters, so it's going to offer enough space for the items that I would normally use on a 1 to 2 week trip. And then the style here is a 2-wheel roller, so you're going to be able to pull this behind you. The wheels that are used are very rugged. They resemble rollerblade wheels. And then you're able to stand this up next to you using this stand here. You also can use this as a handle. You have a handle at the top and on the side as well. And you have a really nice telescoping handle, which you can hide away. There's a zipper that will allow you to do so. And then you have the button on the bottom, which is going to make it easy to pull this up so that you can extend it quickly when you want to. And the components on this bag have been made to be easily repairable, the wheels and the handle in particular, so that's great given that you're investing in this luggage. And then the style has Bellroy's typical kind of rugged, minimal style. It reminds me of their Lite travel pack series, so I'm a big fan of that. And then you have a quick access pocket on the front that'll be great for those items that you need to reach for more regularly. You have a couple of slip pockets, a place for a pen, a stylus, a lanyard with a clip for your keys. And then you have a lockable main compartment that has a suitcase style opening. And so you have a spacious main area where you can place your packing cubes or other kind of primary clothing items. You have an air tag holder on the inside here. Then you have a zippered mesh compartment in the middle on this divider that you can use for other accessories. And on the lid, you have some additional pockets that'll be great for either storing additional clothing items, socks, underwear, jackets, and then one at the top that's a great spot for something like a toiletry bag, your liquids. And so really nice, simple, but effective layout. And if you're looking for a durable, carry-on friendly bag that's gonna offer a unique style, this is gonna be a really cool option to take a look at. And so that's it. Those are some of my favorite new travel and everyday carry accessories. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any questions on the items that I featured in the video or suggestions for similar gear that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I'll make sure to include links in the description below to some of the other roundup videos that I've done where I've talked about my favorite travel and everyday carry accessories in a variety of different categories and price points. I'll also include links to some of the roundup videos that I've done where I've talked about my favorite personal item bags, my favorite carry-on bags, favorite tech bags, travel clothing. And if you have ideas for other roundup videos that you'd like to see, definitely let me know about those as well. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And we'll see you in the next one.